Paul script was fully leaked all the way down to the bow Jake did in round 8. This profile on X posted it anonymously one day before the fight, explaining everything before deleting it today. A fake script.
And I believe that's the real reason why this fight, with all of the buffering issues. Man, I put that out on X, man, that my connection of Netflix just went out. It's just an official loss on Mike Tyson's record, but it means nothing. Just like the W doesn't mean anything for
Mike Tyson is stepping into the ring again, bringing with him a fire and determination that only he can summon. For this fight, I'm going to be on edge, Tyson revealed, hinting at his mental state. I'll be mean, sharp, and ready. This guy's coming for me, but he's making a huge mistake. He's not quicker than I am. In true Tyson fashion, he didn't hold back. Whenever something scares me, I confront it head on. Right now, I'm terrified, but as the fight approaches, the fear disappears. The truth sets in, and in that truth, I'm unstoppable. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, known for his love of controversy and fearless self-promotion, might have bitten off more than he can chew this time.
You stated this question, I think, is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents? Or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
The buzz surrounding his every move has reached a boiling point, and fans are wondering just how far he'll push his luck. From health concerns on Tyson's end to Jake Paul's mounting legal troubles, the fight's buildup has been as unpredictable as the match itself promises to be. As both camps dig in, one thing is clear. This isn't just a fight, it's a spectacle. Will Jake Paul's recent move took everyone by surprise, and not in a good way. The hype around him being the next big star has faded fast, and now he's seen more as a spectacle than a serious competitor. It's like he's turned every fight into a circus act, and people are starting to see through it. The guy's actions have left fans confused, making it obvious that he's been pulling the strings all along.
Netflix is currently being sued over their Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. And it's not because people think the fight was rigged, though, get into. It's because it didn't work. And a lot of people were buffering and unable to watch it despite signing up to pay for it. Now, the bigger question I have about this fight is, how come no one is suing over the fight being rigged? There's a lot of questions, and there's evidence piling up that suggests they slow-mo it, and I'll zoom in on this one. Tyson just doesn't punch. Jake guards his right side. Tyson winds up a right hook. Is that a hook? I don't know. And then just stops. He just doesn't do it. He just doesn't swing. I don't know, man.
All the way, goo. Bro, I don't even know how he took it.
And this training routine he's showing off? The miles he runs, the dramatic punches, it all feels like an over-the-top action scene. But it doesn't add up. If he's truly putting in all that effort, then why do his punches land with such little impact? It's almost like a performance for the cameras. This whole thing screams fake, from the punches to the so-called injuries. Everything's orchestrated, start to finish. And Mike Tyson? Well, he's probably regretting his involvement more than anyone. His name has been dragged into a lawsuit, and now his reputation is taking a hit over a staged spectacle. Tyson, the legendary icon, was made to look less like a champion and more like a pawn. And that injury drama? The collapse outside the courtroom was probably more for show than anything else. Tyson's health has been in decline for years, but that moment felt more like a performance than a real medical scare. Netflix was just as much to blame for this mess. What was pitched as a thrilling live broadcast turned into a trial run that backfired. And with the lawsuit hanging over them, their credibility is in serious trouble. It's a domino effect. Tyson's legacy is getting battered while others seem to slip through unscathed. And let's face it, money was the main motivation behind this whole ordeal.
Or powers be is pretty much impossible. Now, is there something that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson worked out between the two of them? Who really knows? I've seen some things about that as well, where it's like
twice as much as Tyson. He got 40 million.
40 million versus 20. Yeah, and then there's rumors all swirling that it's like Mike Tyson made more money the longer he lasted, or how many rounds he went, or something like that. But yeah, I don't think it was a fix or that it was something that was rigged. I mean, I think I'm kind of fed up with like the dog and pony act that is Jake Paul. It's like, look, man, if you're just going to make money and you want to fight washed up athletes and boxers that are, over 50.
In the entertainment world, cash is king, and Paul and Tyson both knew that stepping into the ring would bring in big paydays. But while they were raking it in, it's the fans who were left with the disappointment. It's no secret that these bouts are all about making money, and this one was no different. Tyson may have lost some respect in the eyes of fans, but blaming him for the entire situation is off the mark. The real culprits? Paul and Netflix. The whole spectacle was more about entertainment than actual boxing. The sport's reputation took a hit, with many wondering if boxing's become a money-driven sideshow. It raises questions about the sport's future when legends are reduced to mere pawns in a game for ratings and revenue. Then there's the drama about Tyson's supposed arrest, pure fabrication. Some stories popped up to divert attention from the fact that the fight didn't live up to expectations. It had all the markings of a staged event designed to bring in millions, and while many dismissed it as just another money grab, others were appalled at what boxing had become.
Appreciate that, Mike. I love you. I love you. Like a father loves his son, but I must discipline you. But what I promise to the people is on July 20th, Mike will be put to sleep, and he will.
He knows. He knows way.
One, he's under contract, and two,
he's not his own boss.
And two, he won't do it. He knows better. He might.
And it's funny to say, like, yo, Conor McGregor is scared of Jake Paul and will never box him, but it's the fucking truth. And look at him go toe-to-toe with Nate Diaz, who was easy work for me. It was like a Monday sparring session to beat Nate Diaz's ass, so he doesn't ever want the smoke with me. It won't ever happen.
We believe Canelo will do a cruiserweight fight. There's no way Conor does a cruiserweight fight.
The only real part of this fight was the paycheck. Tyson's performance was a far cry from what he used to be, and people are starting to wonder if it was due to nerves, age, or just an understanding that this wasn't a real fight. Fans were expecting an epic showdown, but were left with a predictable act that felt hollow. The way it's being talked about, it's less a fight and more a reality show that went off the rails. The real twist? Netflix is planning to cash in on this mess with a documentary. Talk about adding insult to injury. And for those who didn't watch, they're the real winners in this situation. It's almost comical how predictable it all was.
I claimed that I beat her up in a nightclub because she was a lesbian. That, crazy. Bitch, I didn't even know you was a woman.
And what about that slap before the fight? It looked more intense than any of the punches thrown during the match. Tyson seemed to hold back, almost like he knew it was all for show. Some even claimed the whole thing was a business deal disguised as a match. Sylvester Stallone himself joked that Tyson deserved an Oscar for his performance. But at the end of the day, this wasn't about the fight. It was about making a spectacle for entertainment's sake.